All right, so to my knowledge, there's only two ways to sublimate onto a canvas. I can tell you both of them, but I'll only be showing you the one way, which is obviously the easiest way, which is just doing it with a laminate. So first things first, you're gonna go grab your image. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go here. I'll go, we'll go this Rick with Szechuan sauce. So I'm gonna pull this into my Illustrator. And my canvas that I'm working with is 8x8, so I'm gonna make it 8.25 by 8.25. The reason I do that is just because when you go a little bit over, it allows you to have a little bit more cheat in your print. And the reason I say that is because I've seen a lot of sublimations on the canvas where they didn't leave themselves adequate spacing, and at the edges it ended up turning white. So I got my image in here. It's 8x8. I ran out of big paper, so I'm gonna print it on some smaller paper. And then what you're going to do is you're going to transform and you're going to reflect it. Just like heat transfer, when you sublimate, you want to basically reflect it upon itself, so that way when you cut it and then flip it, it's actually the orientation of the image. So then I'm going to print. And I'm running a Sawgrass SG800 with the bypass tray on. Let's see how this works, because I haven't really used any of the 8.5 by 11. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of this A-sub paper, but we shall see. So while that's printing out, over here, this is our canvas, 8x8. You can get these at the dollar store, Hobby Lobby, all that good stuff. Basically, just gonna pull the plastic off, and that's pretty much it with this. It's real glossy. All right, so that's how the print came out. It's actually really glossy, which is kind of weird for me. I'm not used to that. And what's even more weird is the fact that the colors are somewhat similar to what the screen is showing. All right, so anyways, after you do that, then you're gonna grab your laminate. I don't really think it matters which laminate you use. I just used the Fellows one because they had a 100-pack on sale. And for this particular one, you're gonna rip the laminate off, right? You see that? So now I ripped the laminate off. It was two pieces. The image piece that has like the little shirts on it, throw it away. And then on this, there are two sides. There's a more opaque side, whereas this is a more like clear, shiny side. You're gonna wanna put the more gritty, foggy looking side on the canvas itself. And also what you wanna do, just to make things easier for you, is you wanna cut that canvas down to size. Or not the canvas, you wanna cut the laminate down to size, excuse me. Because if you don't, then when you're burning the laminate on the canvas itself, it can stick to the bottom of your press, and just a pain in the ass. So I'm gonna go set up over here now by the press. Part of the mess, we're doing some remod. Big printer. All right, so setting up on the press now. All right, so just as in any other sublimation, you set your press at 400. Mine should be right around there. It's sitting at about 370 right now. You can sublimate at 370, it's not a problem. All right, so now that we got, the print out of the way, and the laminate cut, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some of my parchment paper, if I can find it. Interesting. And just an FYI, this is a canvas that has been hit with polyacrylic. You can see it's kind of shiny. You do have to let it cure. I don't recommend putting it by your press or anything like that. You can put it by the press, but don't actually press it. And the reason I say that is because it gives off like a toxic fume, and it's not good for you. So just give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna go grab my parchment paper. Trying to tidy up before I start making this video. So, all right. Next step, you're gonna put a piece of parchment paper down. Doesn't really matter if it's a scrap piece, a good piece, whatever. Boom. Lay it down. We're sitting at about 380 now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna run this. Let it sit for like 10 seconds. Okay, 3, 2, 1. This usually happens. Yep. It'll stick to the top. No big. All right, then you pull it off the parchment paper. Boom. Bring it over here. All right. So we're coming up to some of the final steps. All right. And shit, I'm sorry, my family's fucking crazy. All right, so. Sorry guys, I'm sure it's probably really noisy. Just trying to make this as quick as possible. Alright, so after you do all that, you're going to want to basically weed all your excess, or not weed all your excess, but cut all your excess out. Make it a lot easier on yourself in the long run. Boom. I love these straight razors, these X-Acto knives. They're absolutely perfect for this. And a lot of these canvases are cheaply made. All of them are cheaply made, actually. That's why you can get them at Dollar Tree. You know, so bear that in mind. But essentially, you're just laminating over it and then pressing the image. All right, so aside from this one right here, I have clean cuts on the whole entire thing. And let's see. All right, so it's all laminated, ready to go. Now, I will just cut the image here. And I'm using these tiny ass scissors right now. My aunt is a klepto, like clinically fucking insane, and she stole my shears, so it's all good. All right, so bring this over here now. All right, last step of the process. This is where the magic happens. All right, so this is why I don't like that A-sub paper. Every time I use it, it curls up. Honestly, I don't think it's printed on the right side. I'll find out. All right, so you're gonna want to kind of line it up as best as you can. You know, it's kind of annoying. You can tape it down. I never use any of that tape. Never really need to. Certain instances maybe, but this is not one of them. All right, so it's pretty good. Again, this is just a tutorial, so I'm not gonna be all extra careful and whatnot. And then after that, we slap it down. We'll let it sit for about 45 seconds and see the final product. This has been a 10-minute video so far, which is a lot longer than anticipated, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not that long, considering the last video I did was 30 minutes for subbing on glitter. And again, this is a canvas with poly. If you look at it, it's kind of glossy. And you can actually sublimate right onto poly. It's just, it smells fairly bad. So just make sure that you have proper ventilation when you're doing that. All right, 3, 2, 1. That'll be about 45 seconds, and smoking. All right, and let's see the finished product, peeps. Looks great. All right, looks fantastic. So that is how you sublimate onto canvas. I hope you guys enjoyed the video tutorial. And if you would, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it, and I will be making more. You guys have a great day.